And Apple is in some hot water once again because now it looks like they are locking batteries to specific iPhones, according to Vice's motherboard site. They've been doing a lot of work on the right to repair. And of course, Apple's going to say, look, if these people are putting in batteries that are not made by us, it could be a fire hazard. And of course, there have been examples of cheap batteries from China catching fire and burning things down to the ground. The problem, though, is that Apple doesn't make their official parts available to anyone except someone who's authorized by Apple to do the repair. The authorization process is really cumbersome, especially for a small independent shop. And a lot of times it just becomes the default that Apple fixes everything at their retail stores. So some will view this as anti-competitive. Apple will say it's all about safety. I think we got to really get someplace on this right to repair legislation that's popping up in states, because I really think it's time that we find a path to certification to ensure that people have skills to do the repairs properly and safely. And if so, these manufacturers need to start providing parts to these people to repair things. It's really, I think, important for consumers to have choice. And this is just another salvo in the battle against people having the choice about where to fix their increasingly expensive phones. I haven't changed my iPhone out now in 2 years, and I should have the right to decide where it gets fixed. I just don't want to buy a new one every time. And if there's a cheaper way to get it fixed by somebody I know and trust, why not let them do it? But apparently now that is not possible. Another item related to Apple is that Amazon and Apple had made a deal a little while back to get Apple products featured prominently on Amazon.com. And in exchange for that, Amazon agreed to start delisting a lot of third-party refurbishers who were selling used iPads and iPhones and other Apple products on the Amazon platform. Those folks are still off, but it looks like the Federal Trade Commission is looking into this deal as potentially anti-competitive, because these folks were legitimate businesses selling legitimate used hardware, which they have a right to do, and Amazon essentially kicked them off the platform in order to allow the first-party seller to have a spot at the table there. So this will be something to keep an eye on as well. But clearly, Apple is just overly aggressive in this part of the marketplace, and I think this scrutiny is well warranted. We'll have to see what develops out of this.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold-level supporters, the 4 Guys with Quarters podcast, emudev.org, Tom Albrecht, Brian Parker, and Kalyan Kumar. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to lon.tv/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit lon.tv/s.